Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Link Up Queensland acknowledges the traditional owners of the country on which we work and are gathering today. We recognise their continuing connection to land, water and community. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging and thank them for their wisdom and guidance as we walk in their footsteps. We extend and pay our respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and to our non-Indigenous friends joining us today. Please welcome Royston Knoll.
Hey Mom, how's everyone going? Exactly. I'm really grateful to be here, to come and, reflect with your mob and just, be here for Sorry Day and stuff. And, thank you to Link Up for having me. I'll introduce myself. My name is Royston Knoll. I'm a proud Thundercliff man from Old Mapoon in Far North Queensland. Any Cape York mob here? Yes! I'm also a Wagadaga man and Wakade man from Badu Island and Torres Strait Islands. I'm gonna sing a song called Invincible. I'm sure you guys heard it just before. But I think for the context of today, I really wanted to sing this song to just remind mob that we are invincible no matter, all the crazy and just really nasty things that's happened in the past, and just to let you mob know that we are invincible and we can keep getting up and we're still here, you know what I mean? And that's something to be proud of. So when I'm singing this song, I just want you to think of that and thank you. Yeah. In this moment, I know I made it. I saw the walls I had to climb and then I faced it. I made it home, call the papers, and tell my family I'll be home for tea. I know that it's been ages, can't pretend that it's not bittersweet. As I'm standing here, this feeling it just washes over me, and I can't fall the way it helps me breathe. I was scared I wouldn't make it, I was crawling on my knees, but I survived. I am strong, yeah, I'm invincible. I'm invincible, through it all, stay one. I'm invincible. I'm invincible. I'm invincible. Hey, left to lose. Because I died 1,000 times just trying to make these dreams come true. And there is nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do. And I can't pretend that it's not bittersweet. As I'm standing here, this feeling it just washes over me. And I can't fall the way it helps me breathe. I was scared I wouldn't make it, I was crawling on my knees, but I survived. I am strong, yeah, I'm invincible. I'm invincible, through it all, stay warm. I'm invincible, I'm invincible. more songs later on.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Pat Thompson. I'm the CEO of Link Up Queensland and honoured to be MC today for this very important event, our annual Sorry Day breakfast here at Cranbrook Place at West End. To begin, I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land which we're meeting today, the Yagara and Turrbal elders, and we have Yagara elders sitting here today, Auntie Faye and Auntie Cheryl. Thank you for coming this morning. I'd also like to acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us here today. Thank you very much, Royston, for that beautiful opening performance. And as a lot of you probably know, Royston won Australian Idol in 2023 and we were all there voting for him. His music speaks deeply to culture and story, as we've just heard, and we're so grateful to have him with us today. And as he said, he'll have a couple of more songs to sing a little bit later on. I'd also like to acknowledge our special guests in attendance here this morning, our local Gabba Ward Councillor, Trina Massey, and Councillor Seal Chong-Wah, Anglican Archbishop of Brisbane, the Most Reverend Jeremy Greaves, thank you for coming, Dr. Barbo Shea, the State Member for South Brisbane, and Renee Coffey, Member-elect for the seat of Griffith. So thank you all for being here today to celebrate with us. We've received a formal apology from the Honourable Fiona Simpson MP, Minister for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships, who couldn't be with us here today, but we thank her for responding and acknowledging this important breakfast this morning. We're also very thankful for the support of our event partners, Knowmore, Micah Projects. Thank you very much, Micah. Micah's been supporting us for many years now, providing breakfast, so thank you very much for being here again this morning, Micah. The Healing Foundation and the Queensland Government's Department of Women, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships and Multiculturalism, and of course the Brisbane City Council who support us in this space here this morning. I also want to give a warm welcome to the students and the teachers who are here today representing the Brisbane State High School and the Clontarf Academy at Ambrose Tracy College. Thank you for recognising the importance of events like this, because you are the next generation of leaders and your presence gives us great hope. I'd now like to invite one of our board directors, Marie Gilliland, with Renee Coffey and Paul Jackson, to come forward to light our commemorative candles. This will be followed by a moment's silence in honour of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children who were forcibly removed from their families as part of the past government policies and practices. And we'll just pause and have a moment's silence. So those of you who can stand, please stand, but if you can't, please remain seated. you very much. As you arrived this morning, you would have received a small purple flower pin, the native hibiscus, also known as the desert rose. It is recognised national symbol of the stolen generations, with its 5 petals representing the scattering of children through forced removal and the resilience of those who survived. Its purple colour reflects compassion and spiritual healing. Wearing this flower is more than just a gesture of remembrance. It's a public reminder of the unfinished business of the stolen generations. While the 2008 apology was a step forward, many recommendations from the Bringing Them Home report remain unmet, particularly here in Queensland. This pin shows our solidarity with survivors and our shared commitment to truth, healing and justice. National Sorry Day is officially recognised on the 26th of May. At Link Up, we gather each year on the Friday before here at Cranbrook Place, this special and significant site. This place was once the location of the Aboriginal Girls' Home, which opened in the early 1900s. Aboriginal girls and young women were forcibly removed from their families and were brought here before being sent to work as domestic servants. My great-grandmother, Lucy Gracemere, was one of those girls brought here in 1902, around the age of 13 years old. Great-grandmother was removed from her parents in Normanton, in the Gulf of Carpentaria, by a school teacher to live with her at Gracemere, which is on the outskirts of Rockhampton in central Queensland. This is where she was given the name Gracemere. Once there, the school teacher decides that Lucy is beyond her control, so she asks the Chief Protector of Aborigines, Archibald Meston, to remove great-grandmother Lucy yet again. Meston removes her and she is brought here to Cranbrook House that once stood on this site, a child placed in domestic servitude, a long, long way from her parents and country in the Gulf of Carpentaria. While the conditions were harsh, the separation was traumatic, and the intergenerational trauma continues to be felt today. This is our history, it's our stories and it's our truth. To help us understand more about this site and why we gather here each year, we'd now like to share a short video on the history of the Aboriginal Girls' Home, which will be followed by a performance by the Waka Waka dancers, led by Ken Jacobs, my nephew and great-great-grandson of Lucy Gracemere.
In a quiet corner of Brisbane's West End, remnants of stolen childhoods linger. At the turn of the 20th century, the Aboriginal Girls' Home at West End housed young Aboriginal girls who were forcibly taken from their families to be trained and put to work as domestic servants for white households in and around Brisbane. It was home to a succession of Aboriginal girls placed in service as part of the then government policy of protection. The government called it a training depot and refuge for domestic servants. In reality, it was a place of slavery, cruelty, loneliness, and profound loss. Forced to stay at the home, these girls were in the care of strangers who saw them as workers, not children. They faced strict rules, constant surveillance, and long days of hard labour. Some were as young as 5 years old. The number of girls at the home varied from month to month as they waited to be placed in domestic service. One young woman, Mary Combo, was the longest resident at the home, being employed to cook and clean as a general servant to the institution. The girls were discouraged from practicing culture, speaking their languages, and forced to adopt white ways. In 1901, a girl named Ruby, who had been forcibly removed from her family in Western Queensland, tried to escape the home. Ruby made it all the way to Chinchilla, hundreds of kilometres away, before she was found by police and escorted back to the home. Ruby's friend Jessie escaped with her on the same day and made it to Dalby. Jessie was apprehended 8 weeks later. Survivors from similar institutions have said that punishments for rule breakers often included solitary confinement, starvation, and other human rights abuses. The girls' employers were also known to direct violence towards workers. Whilst working as domestic servants, large numbers of Aboriginal girls became pregnant. Their babies were often taken away soon after birth. Some mothers never saw their child again. The home and other institutions established under the Protection Act was a deliberate attempt by the government to break the bonds of family, country and culture among Aboriginal people. Those in power knew of the horror occurring within the doors of the Aboriginal Girls' Home. In 1901, the Aboriginal Protector for Southern Queensland described the home as a jail and the house matron as an unsympathetic jailer. Despite this, the home remained open for another 5 years until an inquiry was undertaken into the conditions in the home and the questionable handling of the girls' wages. Today, only the home's concrete steps remain. They stand as a silent memorial to the lives forever changed within those walls. The abuse, neglect, and loss experienced at the home and at many institutions like it continue to deeply affect the families and descendants of those who lived there through intergenerational trauma. Despite the incredible strength and resilience of Stolen Generation survivors and descendants, the pain lives on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Waka Waka dancers.
Good morning. We're Waka Waka dancers. We're here to do a performance for you, and we hope you enjoy it. Yo, what? Before we get started, firstly we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land that we gather, we dance on, the Yagara, Turrbal people, and all other nations surrounding. And also acknowledge our elders that are here with us today, that are going before us and emerging. And I'd also like to say thanks to Link Up for inviting us here today. This first one we're going to do, Gary Nanami. Gaya mang barangay, jago nyong bayong ko. Gaya mang barangay, jago nyong bayong ko. Gaya mang barangay, jago nyong bayong ko. Garing in the name, jojo mo pirono. Garing in the name, jojo mo pirono. It's a bygone mosquito dance. It was about how people went hunting in the mangroves. One problem, mosquitoes. Back in them days, we would go walk up to 7-Eleven or the shop, get mosquito repellent. So what people did, grab leafy branches, put the mosquitoes away. So it's a bygone. Oh, it's a bygone in the lewanana. Oh, it's a bygone in the lewanana. It's a bygone in the lewanana. Oh, it's a bygone in the lewanana. Oh, it's a bygone in the lewanana. It's a bygone in the lewanana. Oh, it's a bygone in the lewanana. Oh, it's a bygone. Sorry for you fellas in the front row there. A little bit close, but if you want to jump up and join, don't be ashamed. Next one here. One of my play dance. It was about that bird. I was in midair. That eagle, and that emu, the kangaroo, and that old man. You got walkabout. You get lost. Fall over, hurt himself, and that other tribe find him. Ask him where he come from, give him food and water, point him in the direction of home. Well, what am I playing? Oh, Jagojan, I'm a really Jagojan, bimba, bimba. Oh, Jagojan, I'm a really Jagojan, bimba, bimba. Yo, wajira. Wajira, tunga yaba. Waka waka shebe yaba. Next one. Greeks, that's that eagle. You see him there out on the plains, across the water, over the ocean. He's flying around in the sky. When he sees that, when he spots that prey, he over there for a second, and then he scoop down, pick him up, call him Greeks. Last one here we're going to do spirit dance, Nallywall. everybody. I hope you enjoyed our performance. Thank you, Link Up, for inviting us here today. Thank you, guys. See you again next time, mate.
Thank you. I think they deserve another round of applause. Thank you very much, Waka Waka dancers, and to Ken for keeping our culture strong and alive. And I see this little girl over here with some makeshift clap sticks clapping along as well when that performance was happening. So that's really important, sharing of that culture and joining in. So thank you.
We're going to sing a few songs here, and yeah, I really wanted to sing this song written by Uncle Archie Roach, Took the Children Away. Yeah, the song's very emotional, very powerful lyrics and stuff, but you know, I think it's very fitting for today, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. The story's right, the story's true. I will not tell the lies to you, like the promises they did not keep. As they fenced the city like sheep, said I'm not gonna take our hand, set us up on a mission there. Taught us to read, to write and pray. Then they took our children away, took the children away, the children away. Snatched from their mother's breast, this is for the best, they took them away. Welfare and the policeman said you've got to understand, we'll give to them what you can't give. Teach them how to really live, teach them how to live, they said. Humiliated them instead. trying to hold back from tears too. That's a very emotional song, and yeah, I'm just really grateful for Link Up for inviting me here today. And yeah, this is Jess as well, my guitarist as well. She's up above me. We only got to rehearse it last night, these two songs, so hope we did alright. But this next song is another one I'm sure all you might know too, so I hope you enjoy. 6 years I've been in the city, and every night I dream of the sea. They say home is where you find it. Will this place never satisfy me? My island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. My island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. For I come from the soul, what a people. We always live by the sea. Now I'm down here living in the city with my and my family. My island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. My island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. In the evening, the dry wind blows from the hills and across the plain. I close my eyes and I'm standing in a boat on the sea again, and I'm hoping that I'm to see ya, and I feel like I'm now to where it must be. My island home is waiting for me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, my island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. My island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. My island home, my island home, my island home is waiting for me. Thank you all. Thank you. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you very much, Royston. You're our idol. Thank you. Beautiful performance, and thank you, Jess, as well, for supporting Royston there. It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speakers, Stolen Generation survivor Auntie Angelique Witwer and her son Samuel Songoa. Auntie Angelique's journey began with her removal from family as a child in the Northern Territory, and eventually led her through places like Melville Island, South Australia and Papua New Guinea, before reconnecting to her Walpri heritage in Larger Manu with the support of Link Up Queensland. Samuel has walked alongside his mother on this path of rediscovery and reconnection, gaining a deep sense of belonging. Please welcome Auntie Angelique and Sam.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. I'm so privileged and proud to be here. I'm not used to speaking to many people. Yeah, my name is Angelique Whitwer. This is my adoptive name. I was taken away when I was very small from my, I was given, my mother gave me to my cousin, or her cousin really, whose husband is still alive, and he's actually still the pastor, Baptist pastor in the Larchamana community today. It's a very remote area, extremely remote. Yeah, and so, are the photos up? All right. We have photos up that I do not have any of my childhood on the island, Melville Island it was, the Garden Point Mission at that time. I think now it's called Purulunu. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. But I was adopted out into a white family in South Australia, the Whitwer family. We lived in Barmera, South Australia, went down to Mount Gambier, South Australia, and then to Adelaide. From Adelaide, I met my husband-to-be, my children's father, Kaya Sungoa, and we went up. He was only there for 1 year on a course. We went up to Papua New Guinea. This was at the end of grade 12. I was only, I don't know, about 18 or 19 at the time. And so I lived in Papua New Guinea all that time until 1999. And then I decided to come back to Australia and continue my life in Queensland, in Cairns for many years, and now I'm in Townsville with 2 of my children. My eldest daughter is still in Papua New Guinea. She is married up there and lives up there and is quite content to be up there. My 2 other daughters one is in Cairns, one is in Townsville, and my youngest, my son, who is in Townsville as well. How I got to reconnect with my family. I had no idea where I was from. I did know that I was registered. My birth was registered in Halls Creek at the Inland Missions Hospital in Halls Creek at that time. I was born out in the bush, but my mother saw fit to register me with the Inland Missions, which is just now just crumbling bricks, the remains of it, at the old Halls Creek site. So that is how Link Up, I think, first connected, realized that I must be from around that area, but I wasn't. That was just my registry place. My mum then went bush, knowing that I would be taken away from her sometime because I had white blood in me. And so we went bush to avoid police, welfare, the authorities. And then she saw fit to give me to her cousin, which was the pastor's wife, and he is still alive today, Pastor Jerry. So from him, I would have been about, I don't know the age, around about, he can't remember, he's so old, he's almost 100 years old. Must have been about 3 years old. The police, he said the police just came in and grabbed any light-skinned kids and saying that we would be given good education, a good life, and they just took us away. Yeah, so from there I was put on Melville Island, the Garden Point Mission, Catholic mission there, and I have no recollection except when I was at the age of 7. So grade 1, 2, 3, I have no memory. All I can remember is glimpses of me and other kids running into the bush, avoiding school, stayed in the bush till nightfall, and then we were taken back. A runner was sent by the local tribe to take us back to the mission. I loved, as a child, I loved the mission. I was free, we ran, we ate anything in the bush. So when I went to the white family, I had to wear shoes, I had to wear a uniform, I had to go to school properly, and I was put into grade 4 straight away. I couldn't talk English properly. I found it really hard. Yeah, and yeah, so Link Up really did so much research. I have great gratitude to them. Yeah, and so a couple of years ago, they actually took Sam and I, my son, to Lajamanu via Darwin. Then we had to get a little plane down to the community that took ages, forever ages. And you don't want to go to the toilet on that plane. There's no way. But it's just so remote. So remote. And yeah, and we got to the airport and we had family, and I just gave a great big sigh of relief, and I'm home. I never knew where I belonged. One of my daughters said to me, "Mom, we are gammon Aboriginals," because we had no knowledge, we had no history of where we came from. We had no connection. And she said, you know, we feel it's just unreal. While we lived in Papua New Guinea, they knew their father's side. They knew everything. They lived in it, they Papua New Guineans. When we came back to Australia, we had nothing. And one of the old men in the village up there said, stay with us and look after our children and teach our kids how to speak English. And I said, I can't. This is not my land. I'm hanging in space up here. I have no ground under my feet. I don't belong here. I need to go back for the sake of my children. So we returned to Australia. Trying to get back to Australia was so hard. One, unfortunately, I was so naive. I did not register myself as being in Papua New Guinea. I went up as a tourist, got married during those 3 months, and I never registered myself with the Australian High Com. So foolish. So you ever overseas, always register your presence with them. So I had now to prove to them that I was one, Australian, two, my children were Australian by birth, and that these 4 kids were actually mine, not just somebody I grabbed off the street. So, and I thought, oh gosh, how am I going to do that? I have the birth certificates, and they said, no, that's not enough. And I said, well, what do I do? And they said, you need to go back to the hospital where they were born and get their delivery forms of the doctor that delivered them. I thought, oh my gosh. So I did that. I actually went back to the maternity ward, got those things. Yeah, and I had to get back my Australian citizenship because I had become a Papua New Guinean in the meantime. So I had to reclaim that back. And eventually I heard about Link Up through a friend in Cairns, and so I went and saw them. I found out there was an office in Cairns, went and saw them, and then the process of connecting me back to my family began. So it took a very long time to do that, because there were 3 attempts that you are allowed for a reunion. I went through those 3 and still hadn't found it. We still hadn't found my actual place. We went to Halls Creek. No, that was not right. But one old lady said, "Oh, you've not been back east to Lajamanu. Your family went that way," and that's how I got the name of the community. It wasn't until, but I'd used up those 3 because of reunions in Darwin and back on the mission. So those 3 reunions were taken up. So I then didn't do much until my son, Sam, decided to step in and also do a reconnection. So through him, we were able to find, put forward that Lajamanu is where my family went to. So the old name is Hookers Creek. So I then found out, I used to be so jealous of people saying, "Oh, I'm so-and-so, I'm from this tribe and this clan," and I'd just listen, and in my mind I'm going, "Oh gosh, where am I from?" you know? And I just felt completely out of it. And then we found out we were from the Walpuri tribe, that my mum, her name was Elsie, she's passed away, bless her. I never got to meet my mum. And even trying to find her grave place was hard, because it was in a sacred place and women weren't allowed, so we still haven't able to find that. So that's how we got to go to Lajamanu. Yeah, so Link Up were really so good. They organised a connection, the first connection trip. We went to Lajamanu on a plane with Taj, the Link Up officer, and Sharon. And the people just welcomed us. They didn't ask questions. They didn't say, "Why have you taken so long? Why now? Why not before?" And I thought they would, but they didn't. They just accepted us, and we just felt at home straight away. Me and my children are quiet people, and when we went to the community, they are just like that. They were quiet. There was no big noise or shouting or whatever in the community. They are quiet, and they just accepted us and welcomed us. Yeah, and then later on, my son and I went back for the second trip. We went back. It took us 3 days from where we live in Townsville. We went right across, 3-day travel. It's just forever and ever. The red dust roads. We cut it down to 3 days. It would have been 4 if we'd gone up to Catherine and gone the roundabout way. But we cut straight across through the bush, through Buchanan Highway. And that time we stayed 5 days. 5 days. The general store has accommodation at the back that we hired. And then we got to know family better. My son got down he did a family tree. He got a lot of information. He did all that. Yeah, and so Link Up was able to do that for us. The research they did is just incredible. How they just had to go through a lot of things in WA to get a lot of information, and then did a family tree for us. Got a photo of my grandmother, my mom, my mother. For us, the second trip was really important because it cemented our contact with them, and so from there we began to build relationships, began to get to know people more, and to become part of the community. We're hoping to go for another trip, I have found my identity now. Link Up did this for us, and we are just so grateful because now I can say who I am, where I'm from. I know that my name, Angelique Whitwer, is a adopted name, and people hear it, they would never think I was Indigenous. They would think I was probably European descent, and I got mistaken a lot. I got that mistake done to me a lot. In job interviews, they just looked at me and said, "Oh, you're not who I think you would have been." So I said, "Oh, I'm wasting my time. Thank you." And I walk out of the interview. They expected a blonde-haired, white-skinned, European descent person, and I was far from that. So my real name is Jill Tajungali, which means in Walpri, which means firstborn. So I'm Jill, the firstborn of my mother, Elsie. So they change your name when you go to the missions. Well, mostly they change it. They changed mine. I think the Jungali was too hard, so they just put West. Oh, she's from Western area. Just put West, so it was Jill West. Until I was adopted by the Whitworth family. So now I can genuinely say I am a Walpri woman. I've never been able to say that. I've always been jealous of others. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Angie and Sam, for sharing your very powerful story. Your courage and your determination to reconnect reminds us all of the power of healing through family and culture. And we're really proud that we've been able to help Auntie Angie. Like she talked about the research and how hard that was, pulling all of that research together from different states. And I hope that we have, local politicians and federal politician-elect here to listen to these stories and understand how hard it is when people have been removed from family and country, the difficulties that they go through life. And whilst there's organisations like Link Up, there are still barriers that exist to us with records, and our research team do an amazing job. Ruth Lolly is our research manager, do an amazing job pulling this research together, but it's not without its difficulties and without those barriers that continue to exist in those record-holding institutions. So when we reach out to people like you, Renee, Dr. O'Shea, we hope that you will remember Auntie Angie's stories and, of course, other stories, and understand that it is really important for us to be able to find those records, to access them, so that we can help people reconnect to their country and to their families. So thank you very much again, Auntie Angie, for sharing this story. I'd now like to invite Auntie Angie and Sam to lay a wreath in honour of all Stolen Generation children and their families. So we might just pause for this wreath laying. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd now like to call on Councillor Trina Massey again, and we apologise, but Councillor Massey was a little bit delayed a little bit earlier, and we are glad that she's here now to share some words with us. Thank you.
I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land that we're gathered here today, the Aboriginal people. I pay my deepest respects to elders past, present and emerging, and all First Nations people here today. Always was, always will be, and sovereignty was never ceded. I'd also like to apologise for the delay. I had another event earlier, unfortunately. Today on Sorry Day, we come together in remembrance of the governmental violence, the hurt, and the disconnection that was created in our history. And unfortunately, it's not just history. Still, we know that the lasting effects of not only colonial violence, but also the stolen generations continues today. We see that in the overrepresentation of First Nations children in out-of-home care. We see that in housing. We see that in domestic violence. We see that in the justice system. And we see that also in the systematic structures that still exist. And while days like this are important for remembrance, it is also important to not hear the stories, which I'm so thankful for to hear from the speakers before, but to remember that these days like this are about actions. As a local councillor and a settler on this land, I know that saying sorry is not enough. I know that my role, not only in my job, but every day, is to look for ways to centre First Nations voices, to find pathways of action, and to look at how we can deconstruct those systems that put this terrible thing in our history in place. I want to thank all the speakers for their stories today. I want to thank Link Up for the vital work that they do. I want to further the message about how important the work Link Up does in the reconnection to identity, to culture and to self. The worth of that can never be denied. And it is important that we as elected officials work towards how we can break down those systems that make it difficult to access records. I also want to say thank you to everyone that came here this morning. I've been coming a few times and it's so wonderful to see you all. This is a really important day for remembrance. But again, I want to reiterate, it is also a really important day for action. And not just today, but every day that we have the opportunity to do that. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Councillor Massey. Just before we close, I'd like to just take a moment and thank all of our special guests today. On behalf of Link Up, we'd like to present some gifts to Annie Angelique and Sam. To Royston, thank you, our idol, for being here. And I'm not sure if Ken and the Waka Waka dancers are still here or whether they've gone, but we'll catch up with them. So thank you all for being such an important part of today. Oh, Ken's here. Yeah. We'd also like to acknowledge and thank our event sponsors once again for your generous support. I want to also acknowledge our Link Up staff. I think when you hear powerful stories from people like Annie Angelique and the support that Link Up staff provides in doing the research, in reuniting our families, connecting them back to country, it's really important work. And our research team, our service delivery team, and our administration, of course, we have a really deadly team at Link Up. We have an amazing communications team, and we're all privileged to work in this space for our people. I'm so proud of each and every one of the staff and the work that we do, and I want to thank all of you for your dedication and commitment to our stolen generations and their descendants. Thank you to our staff at Link Up. Acknowledge our board of directors who support and guide us, and some of our directors are here today: Uncle Kenny, Auntie Cheryl, Auntie Faye, Len, and Marie. Thank you all for your guidance, for your support, and for your wisdom. We are guided by you. Thank you. Just trying to come up here again.
Auntie Pat's shame because she doesn't want me to say thank you to her. But to Auntie Pat, none of this would be possible without you. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for today. I didn't prepare anything because I think it's easy to speak from the heart for someone so important in everyone's lives. So thank you for everything you do. You guide us every day, and you're so inspiring to so many people, and you have such a positive impact on so many people's lives. So thank you.
I thought he was going to say I growl them every day, because I do. After Royston's final song, in just a moment, we'll be holding a cake cutting ceremony to my right, just over here, by the steps of the former Aboriginal girls' home. The cake will be cut by Link Up client, Auntie Evelyn Dodds, and Auntie Bev Johnson, who was our very first coordinator of Link Up when it started back in the early 1980s. Auntie Bev continues to come and support Link Up, and we're really proud that she's here today and continuing to support us. So everyone is invited to join us for some of that cake. We've got gluten-free and vegan options available as well. The cake cutting ceremony honours the children who lived in institutions like this one that was at this site, many of whom were denied the simple joy of celebrating a birthday. We thank each and every one of you for being a part of today's gathering. Let us continue this journey of healing together with strength, truth and hope. And let's welcome Royston back for his final performance. Thank you very much for coming.
It's really important to hear those stories and remember that all those atrocious things that happened, and it's been quite emotional for me today, and I'm so grateful to be here. But yeah, as we leave this sacred, special, significant place, I just want to sing this song called Live Every Day. It's on my latest album that I just released in February, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Live every day like it's past. I've been searching for something that gets me the feeling that I'm alive. I've been yearning, inside I'm burning. So much love to be much stronger, too much better. Somebody tell me it's alright. Somebody tell me it's alright to feel like the moment is coming. Don't let it slip down. I'm gonna tell me it's alright. I'm gonna tell me it's alright to keep on chasing my dreams. You gotta live every day like it's your life. Don't be afraid. Time is moving so fast. This is the only chance we can give it. Make every moment last while you better live every day like it's your last, your last, your last. Whoa, like it's your last, your last, your last. Choose what you treasure and make that to measure. Sing out and trust your voice, 'cause you are the other. And don't stop pushing. You might miss a good thing. No risk, no reward, no we can't afford to waste time no more. Alright, somebody tell me it's alright to keep on chasing my dreams. I'm gonna let it sit down. I'm gonna tell me it's alright. Yeah, I'm gonna tell me it's alright to keep on chasing my dreams. You gotta live every day like it's your life. Don't be afraid. Time is moving so fast. This is the only chance we can give it. Make every moment last while you better live every day like it's your last, your last, your last. So take those pictures off the shelf. This book ain't gonna write itself. No chance to rehearse. Put it in first, you know first. It's the only one we can. Make some memories, no regrets. But chasing the dream, you gotta live every day like it's your life. Don't be afraid. Time is moving so fast. Live every day. It's the only chance we can get it. Make every moment last while you be there. It's your last. Like it's your last, your last, your last. Live every day like it's your last, your last, your last. I just wanted to give a bit more context to that song. Your mama said that, thank you. Yeah, I really wanted to. Obviously, a lot of my music comes from my journey of leaving home. You know, I think it's very important to talk about that and to let the kids know that if I can do it, they can do it too. You know, that was my whole kind of spiel on Australian Idol, and I just want to inspire all the younger generation, more peer, to let you know that you can do it. You know, if you work hard, you keep pushing, you can do it. So thank you, Mob, and thanks for having me.